This is a stimulus and Social Security update. Got some important update to share with you. Today could be the day that President Biden makes the big announcement about increasing Social Security. I'll give you the latest updates on that extra $200 per month or the $2,400 extra per year for Social Security recipients. Bernie Sanders saying that Social Security should not be cut but enhanced, and he's set to introduce legislation to increase Social Security as well as a few reforms to it. And I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel for more daily, straight-to-the-point updates on matters that financially matter to you. So Twitter flags President Biden, accusing GOP of wanting to cut Social Security and Medicare. So President Biden met with Kevin McCarthy last week, talking about the debt ceiling. We don't know exactly what was said, but Twitter flagged a Sunday tweet from President Biden that claimed Republicans are threatening to cut Social Security and Medicare, a message the White House has pushed amid debt ceiling negotiations, but one that several Twitter users said needs more context. What was said here is House Republicans are threatening to cut Social Security and Medicare, putting the dignity of millions of Americans who rely on these programs at risk. I won't stand for that. We ought to strengthen these programs, not gut them. So underneath that message, Twitter inserted a reader context note clarifying that House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said ahead of a meeting with President Biden this week that cuts to Medicare and Social Security are off the table in talks around raising the debt limit. So Kevin McCarthy said that there will be no Social Security cuts to Medicare, Social Security, but President Biden, as well as many other Democrats, are claiming that Republicans are going to cut Social Security. So, and it's really interesting how Twitter actually flagged President Biden for that tweet. So it looks like no cut yet. But today is a big day because President Biden is giving his State of the Union address, which happens every year, and Social Security Medicare advocates urge support for petition to Biden. So basically, with this petition right here, a lot of people are trying to encourage President Biden to increase Social Security. So basically what it said here is on Tuesday, President Biden will address a joint session of Congress, giving his constitutionally required State of the Union address. With the U.S. Department of Treasury exercising extraordinary measures to pay America's bills right now because Republicans have taken routine administrative legislation called debt limit hostage, we're hoping that President Biden will deliver a clear message. When Republicans hold the world economy, that's not a negotiation. So basically talking about here, also I mentioned Senator Bernie Sanders is close to introducing a new bill, the Social Security Expansion Act of 2023, that will put Social Security on solid financial footing for the next 75 years, while increasing benefits for everyone. The Sanders bill, if it becomes law, would make millionaires and billionaires pay their fair share of taxes. Currently, they pay far smaller portions of their incomes than, than do working people. So, the Social Security Expansion Act of 2023, we're going to hear more from Bernie Sanders. I'll play you a clip of him later on. So this was introduced originally in 2022, but when the year ends, any bill that was not signed into law has to be reintroduced. So that's where Social Security Expansion Act of 2023, we don't know exactly when that is going to be introduced, but that will include, assuming it's the same as the one in 2022, the $200 per month. So what's said here? No, Social Security recipients aren't getting an extra $200 per month. Social Security Expansion Act included $200 monthly increase to benefits, but didn't pass in 2022 and hasn't been introduced in the House or Senate. So when it comes to that extra $200 per month, it is not official yet. There is no extra $2,400. Just wanted to give you an honest update here. Once that bill is reintroduced by Bernie Sanders for 2023, which then includes the $200 per month, it has to be passed in order for it to go in law. Now, if you remember, President Biden did campaign on the promise of increasing Social Security benefits by $200 per month for every recipient. He did say that. It was on his campaign website, which I showed many times, but he has since taken that down. So he did campaign on the $200 per month. So is it going on now? No, but this is the original bill News, Sanders, Warren, and colleagues introduced legislation to expand Social Security by $2,400 a year and extend solvency for 75 years. So you notice the date here was June 9th, 2022, which is when he introduced it. Since it did not pass, that is why it is now going to have to be reintroduced by Bernie Sanders for 2023. Hopefully, this time around in 2023, it can go through. When it comes to more about Social Security, take a look at what Bernie Sanders has to say.
You're obviously a staunch supporter of expanding entitlements like Social Security. The Congressional Budget Office says that without intervention, the program will become insolvent as soon as 2033. Some lawmakers have floated the idea of this bipartisan panel to look at how to save those programs. Would you support that approach, or do you have conditions?
Well, no, I wouldn't support that approach, because the last time around, the conclusion they came up with was major cuts to Social Security, et cetera. Look, the solution to this problem is not very hard to understand, and we've got legislation in to address it. Anderson, right now, if you got one person who makes $100 million a year and another person who makes $160,000 a year, both of those people put in exactly the same amount of money into Social Security, because there's a ceiling on how much your taxes will be paid into the program. If you lift that cap, starting at $250,000, you can make Social Security not only solvent for the next 75 years. 75 years, you can increase benefits for lower income elderly people who are struggling really hard right now to get by. That's the solution to the problem. And I hope that we will get a large amount of support for that.
On the debt ceiling, though, I mean, how does it end? How does this problem get resolved?
I think it ends very simply the way it should end in a democratic society. And that is, the American people make the decisions. Do you really want to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid several years after Republicans gave huge tax breaks to the richest people and the largest corporations, and at a time when we have more income and wealth inequality than we have had in 100 years? Really? Is that what you want to do? Is that what you think the American people want to do?
So what are your thoughts on that? When it comes to Social Security and the extra $200 per month or $2,400 for the year, looks like we're still waiting to hear whether President Biden endorses that. Maybe he might announce it in today's State of the Union address. I'll give you that update tomorrow after he makes that announcement. After he makes that speech. I don't know if he'll make that announcement. But when it comes to the increase in Social Security, we're still waiting to see, and it is an uphill battle, especially with the debt ceiling talks. Probably after the debt ceiling talks is when something like Social Security Expansion Act could be introduced. Now, probably not the best time, because they're just trying to figure out to not cut Social Security, let alone increase it at this moment. So I'll keep you updated on that. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Belle. This is the tip of the day. I'm going to tell you the one thing that you should do. Whenever you feel down and you have no longer positivity, you have negativity, chase that negativity away. Be nice to the positivity, because the negativity makes you feel wrong, bad, and doesn't make you feel good. Negativity, it means negative, bad. Positivity, good. It's positive, it's good. Negative, bad. That's what those words are from. Of course, everybody knows that. At least I know that. All of us should know that. And also, I want to tell you one more thing. It's a secret. Do you know everybody doesn't really know everything? Especially, I don't really know everything. My grandpa thinks he knows everything, but he actually doesn't. So funny. That's all I wanted to say for you. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. If you like how I got straight to the point and gave you the facts, let you know what's going on honestly, showed you the sources, then subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and more updates on Social Security. And if you want to check out any of my other videos, click right over here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.